All right, it is 4:43. The meeting is adjourned. Or no, the meeting has begun.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna screen share our agenda. If I can figure this out. Share screen. Oh, it's showing all of my tabs. Well,
For what it's worth, I can't see your screen at all.
well, now you can.
Well, now I can, yeah. I do see all your tabs.
All right. So this is our agenda, in case anyone wants to see it. I'm gonna stop screen share. First, I wanted to talk about dates. Let me pull up what were the dates that? Here we go.
Does this
All
count
right.
as a quorum?
No, there's only 4 of us.
This is
Or
just a
you made a quorum for the PR subcommittee meeting?
Yeah.
This is not a voting meeting, so it's okay if we do not meet quorum.
Just
Hello,
Hello,
Tamara.
Tamara.
You are
Come
on
in.
the live camera at the moment?
Yes.
Hello.
We're using Hootie, where it's a 360 camera. So once you talk, it'll adjust and look at you. All right, so we had just begun, and so I want to talk about suggested dates. So taping dates. How is everyone's availability for Tuesday, August 24th?
I will not be present.
Okay.
It's our 53rd anniversary.
Happy
Oh.
Congratulations.
Happy anniversary.
That's a big deal. I will be available on that day.
Okay. All right.
After 5, I'll be available.
Okay,
How
after
about
5.
I already have it in.
All right. Do we want to suggest a different date that Claudia is also available, or just keep it?
That's the only one that I won't be available. I looked at the other dates.
All right.
Would this be for a PR meeting or for a taping or for a...
That is for taping. So the expectation, obviously got to talk to grantees, but I would like to tape probably 4 guests, I think.
I have a 4 to 5 obligation, but if it because of like my minor technical contributions of doing sound, if we started,
No, I mean,
we're going to
especially when
5:15, I could be here by then, I think.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, usually we have guests come at 5:15.
Okay.
So that would be okay. Okay.
So what's that date?
That's that date.
That's
The
The 24th.
the 24th.
Okay.
But if that works for a bunch of people, because we had a lot of people,
Mm.
2 tapings, but I wasn't here for the last one.
I think for this one, we will try to see if Wachusett Meadow Wildlife Sanctuary would be able to come, the Blacksmith Festival, and New Players Theater Guild. And if we want to, do we want to do a segment on creative meet and greet in Fitchburg Open Studios? All right, so then we'll have 4 different organizations.
What was the first one?
Wachusett Meadow Wildlife Sanctuary, Blacksmith Festival, and Cultural Council, and New Players Theater Guild.
Okay.
Obviously, this is all pending their availability.
There was a nice article on the wildlife sanctuary in the Sentinel.
Oh, awesome.
I might still have that.
So just stick with that date then? Okay. Matt, do you think you could help with doing what typically Claudia does?
Green room type thing?
Yeah,
Sure.
green room / audio.
Sure.
Sweet. Okay, next date for taping, Tuesday, September 28th.
As of this point, that works for me.
Same. You said September 28th?
Yes.
Yes.
Right around the corner.
Does that work for you, Claudia? Oh yeah, you said all of these worked.
Yeah,
Okay. Tuesday, October 12th.
Yes.
yes.
I'm sorry, just putting these in my calendar. October 12th. Yep.
You
Okay.
can dress up as Columbus.
Oh, is that the same
Columbus Day
day?
Monday is the 11th.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
right,
but
because this is on
we
Tuesday.
Couple days after.
I was like, oh, some people might have that day off. Okay. Tuesday, November 9th.
Mhm.
Yep. And Tuesday, December 14th.
Yes.
Yes.
Are those 2 dates problematic? Because we'll probably be doing grant reviews during that time and it being on a Tuesday.
We haven't set dates yet, so.
Yeah.
We can go around those dates.
Okay. Sounds good.
So for my own planning purposes, I'm calling these all like 5 to 7 kind of things.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're able to come at 4:30, cool. But I get if people are still working.
Sometimes it's tricky, yeah. When the school year is going again, it'll be trickier.
Okay. So I talked to Eileen about grant training dates. She is not available Thursday, October 7th. The new suggestion that Eileen is available is Wednesday, September 15th, 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. and Thursday, September 23rd, 5:30 to 6:30.
Can I have those one more time?
Wednesday, September 15th
Okay.
and Thursday, September 23rd.
What time?
5:30 to 6 p.m. on both days, unless we think that should be adjusted.
In what location?
That's a good question. Where do we think?
We could do it here. We could do it at, depending on what the situation's like, we could do it at the university where we did it last year. What do you think, Matt? That room was a great room where we did it.
The Miller Oval, I can inquire if that's available.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like down a hallway.
Oh
on
no,
right
the
side.
Miller Oval is in Miller Hall.
Yeah.
This one is
Oh, in Hammond
in
Hall.
the basement of Hammond next to the food court.
Yeah, it's like the
Oh,
food
yeah.
court's on the left and it
We
was
had like a
on the right.
projector
okay.
screen on the front of the room.
Okay, I will inquire
Open.
about that space.
It was nice.
Yeah. Actually, I think we did a grant training on like the second floor or something like that, though, didn't we?
We've done that too.
Yeah. I don't know. Somewhere it's very easy to connect a
Right.
projector to a laptop and
Mm. Oh yeah, we used to do them on the second floor of Hammond Oval. I don't think we did grant trainings up there, but we did meetings.
We did meetings on that, right, it's on that G level, we call it.
Yeah.
Like one wall is glass, and there's
Yeah.
no windows except for
Mhm.
that, yeah.
When Jessica DuPont was on the council, she was working for the college. And she had, we had it catered through the college.
The grant training?
Anytime,
She was on the Cultural Alliance. I don't know if she was on the council.
I stand corrected.
Yeah.
I just remember the food.
Yeah.
I do remember
Yeah,
like
the
the
Alliance
first couple of
usually
meetings
does
I
it
went to, there were snack options available. I was like, I did not expect this. Okay. So that those 2 dates works for everyone.
Yep,
You think
I will
that those
find
are
out.
good?
I will inquire about.
I
using
won't
the
be able
space.
to do the 15th, but I will be there the 23rd.
And I have to leave at 6 the 23rd, but that doesn't matter because I think we should be done by then.
The plan was 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Should we shift that to like 5 to 6?
You said 5:30 to 6? Sorry.
5:30 to 6:30.
Nope, I think that's better. I think it's hard to get somewhere if you're leaving work.
Yeah.
And with Fitchburg State, you've got to park and walk
Yeah.
up in there, so it's a
Mhm.
little more time.
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Okay, so keep it at
5:30.
5:30 to 6:30. Leave, but you will be leaving at 6 p.m.
On the 23rd, yeah.
Okay. So Matt will inquire about FSU.
What number of people do we need a space for?
I don't know, 15 people.
Yeah, it wasn't that big last time.
Yeah, I feel like usually like maybe 3 council members are there, and then like 3 to 5.
Okay, so any of those
Grantees,
conference rooms
yeah.
would work.
So way
yeah.
less than 20. Like 20 would be the max. We'd love that, but
Okay, September.
like 15 or
Well, this is in September, right?
Yes,
Okay.
September. September 15th and September 23rd.
Should make sure I got the month right.
and
That's
Eileen
helpful.
said she can do those. Is she
Yes.
planning on heading that up?
Yes, she is. And she's going to talk to Joe about it as well, since Joe has hosted many grant trainings. And I talked to Veronica, our program officer, asking her if the grant application process is going to be any different for our applicants. And she said that it's going to be essentially the same for them, since our websites are changed to Smart Simple, and the applications were already on Smart Simple. So it'll be pretty much the same for them. The adjustment is just like the front end when they go to our website. Speaking of which, right now our website is down because they're doing their changeover. So I've been trying to link people to our city webpage instead.
Okay.
Yeah. Last dates, PR meeting dates. Next first Monday of the month lands on Labor Day. So instead, we're thinking Monday, August 30th. Does that work for you, Claudia? Okay. Matt?
Monday, August 30th.
What time would that be?
4:30.
Try. Might have a conflict, but I would try.
The alternative would be Monday, September 13th, but I think that the 30th generally works better.
Yeah. And that would be PR subcommittee.
Yeah, just the regular monthly
Okay.
meeting. Okay. All right. Okay. Moving on. What's next on our agenda? FCC TV. Okay, so we need to come up with a TV show description and graphic, which I don't have any suggestions for. Sorry, guys.
For a specific show or?
Yeah, for the show. So on FATV's website, you go to shows. I'll have like the list of the different shows on there. They have like they have a picture on there, and they have a little description of what our TV show is. So coming up with a short description. Does anyone have any suggestions?
FCC interviews grant recipients from the year. It's not very exciting.
I would
sorry.
say meet the local artists and performers whose work is supported by the Fitchburg Cultural Council.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Learn more about
Or learn more
cultural
Yeah,
programs.
learn about the cultural, learn about the, I'm trying to think what I used in the press release. Learn about the robust cultural offerings in your city, in our city,
Yeah.
our city,
Our city.
our city. When the Fitchburg Cultural Council interviews grant-supported local artists.
Grant supported programs.
That's what a program, right? It's more than just write individual artists. Yeah.
And then for the graphic, can we use the logo? I'm pointing over here because there's magnets or stickers. I'm not sure, but I want to see what they are.
Yeah, why can't we use that?
Yeah,
Didn't you
I like
have a
that.
nice like intro graphic
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you used
Do
on
we
all
just
of
want to
them?
use that, just
Yeah.
the city background and our
Yep,
Our
that
logo,
helps me
yeah. Is that really a
establish the
sticker?
brand
It is a
identity.
sticker.
I'm so excited. These are so cute.
we
They came out so good. Can I keep this one?
yeah, of course.
Oh my God.
Yeah, these are all extras from Claudia already used a
Very
number of
excited.
these for our gift bags or swag bags, and so now we have all these extra ones figure out what to do with them.
Take them to the event on
Bring
Friday.
Friday
Yeah.
night.
Table.
Yeah,
Yeah, go for it.
Those are nice.
but
Mhm.
keep a few aside.
Mm-hmm.
These are great.
So, you know, if you want to duplicate another set, keep the even just one.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on where you order them from, you can also go into
Yeah,
your
just like reorder.
previous, orders and just redo it.
Yeah.
They should
I
still
like
have your
the colors.
information.
Matt, do you wanna send me what you just said about
Yeah.
the description?
I'll write it down and I'll send it to you.
Yeah. All right, great. Awesome. So we'll just use that. So we don't want to use like a screenshot or anything like that from the show.
No, I think the logo is
No,
good.
the logo with that backdrop of the city, which is I think black and white.
Yeah.
No, I think that looks good.
Okay, cool.
It's the same branding. It's
Exactly.
be
I'm like,
consistent.
drive home the brand familiarity.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, next. Next episode. So our next episode is going to be the Grantee Reception. I just had my camera training with FATV just right before this. And then I will reserve 3 cameras to be placed at the reception on the speaker, different angles, maybe towards the audience. It'll depend on how many people really do not want to be on camera. If that's a lot of people, then not a good idea. Speaking of which, Veronica did email back. She is able to come early. So Casey is going to interview Veronica about grant season. She would like you to email her a list of questions and such. But yeah, she is down. Casey and Derek will be going around interviewing grantees and such, and attendees about what they think about culture and such. And either I will edit it, or Derek and I will edit it together, or Derek will edit it. But yeah, so that'll be our episode. PSAs went fantastic. We already have the grant season and the grant reception PSA added to the rotation to FATV. And yeah,
What time should we generally aim to be there at the art
Reception?
museum?
my suggestion is for you and Derek, in order to do the interview.
Yeah.
Maybe if you guys could do it at 4:30.
Okay.
But yeah. Does anyone else have anything about FCCTV that they want to talk about?
Well, we're going to talk about the Grantee Reception.
Yes, that's next.
All right, so.
All right, moving on. Grantee Reception. Yeah, so let me pull up that document that you and I were working on.
So Claudia, I think you guys are going to be at the table, right? Our welcome table
Yes,
with our gift bags. And I
There are-
ordered some pens,
no,
and Matt's got our Fitchburg Cultural Council brochures. Did Fitchburg State allow us to do the other little trifolds? Just a short few?
This is the short batch of trifolds, just of the main.
The
art.
main-
Yeah,
Oh,
and I was
just
just, I was showing, I
awesome.
brought, so you
Yay.
can show them out. We
Thank
can
you.
See that, we can pass that down.
So he did a short run, so if there's any problems, we can always change it, which is awesome. And we took out the map to make it, right? Or you?
It's on the back.
It's on the back.
That one is, right, but this is just.
Yeah,
the
those are
brochure
without the
piece.
map.
Right,
We did that to simplify it because Fitchburg State doesn't have a folder,
but
right?
they could
the
do
whole-
6, they could do trifolds.
So we would have had to hand fold. So we did that to simplify things. So we have these. I ordered pins. We could keep the stickers there. I was gonna get some flowers and then clipboards.
So you did get the
Okay.
pens.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get 3. I have 3 clipboards.
I have
So,
tons, so you don't have to
Okay.
worry.
all right,
So she wanted us to have a list of grantees, so when they arrive, they can check in and get a bag.
mhm.
So I was gonna just print out a list of them, so as they arrive, you can check them off. Does that work? Or,
I didn't know which was gonna be the most efficient.
Mhm.
Just have a number of clipboards, just sign your name as opposed to.
Yeah.
You know, a
Looking
few.
for a name.
Yes,
Okay, fair enough.
yeah.
And then I was gonna have a document just for each seat with the list of grantees. So when someone sits down, they'll see the list, which would eliminate us announcing every single person, which I think will make the speakers a little shorter because we're gonna have the city. I was gonna do opening comments. I think we've got our list in there. The city's gonna speak. Mr. Krishmerik's office is gonna speak. We're gonna have Veronica up there as well. So that's like 4. Is that 4? 4 speakers. So that's a lot.
You said you were getting flowers. Are you doing flowers for like the gift bags?
No, just for the table.
Okay, I already got
Oh, okay.
flowers for the tables.
You did?
If you want to combine forces
For the tall
for the
top tables?
centerpieces, yeah.
Oh, I just meant like one for the table where they're sitting.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, for the welcome table.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Claudia
So we're not
sent me the gift bags. Here are photos.
Awesome. Those are cute.
Oh, those are.
And I have the name tags, the magnetized name tags
Oh,
for
good.
board members, and Co sent me the Photoshop file. I haven't tried making them yet because I noticed the labels. She warned me that they're tricky, but
Oh, no.
the paper that the labels are on, like I hope it tells me how to format the document so that it's because it's a regular sheet of paper with like 8 things on it. Like how do I?
Did she send it to you?
Well, this is what came with the device. She sent me the Photoshop file of the name things. I know it'll fit on the sticker, but how do I tell the printer? How do I make a doc that'll support that? So
So
that's a project I'll be working on this week.
Okay. Do you need help? Like,
I'll try.
okay.
I'll call you in a panic. I'll try to do this by like Wednesday. So
Okay.
if it's not going right, but
So those could be at the table for everyone who shows up
right. I was just for the.
for the
Yeah,
Just the
council.
council members.
Yeah.
So do people still have their old ones?
I have my old one.
I don't know where mine is.
My name.
Name tags?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It is
The little
scruffy,
magnetic
but I
thing.
do have it.
Yeah.
And that's what you're
yeah,
printing out, right?
Yeah. That's the,
I have it.
I have every
I'm
intention.
not gonna go digging through this.
Yeah,
I have it.
Ooh, you have like a council folder.
If it's as simple as I hope it turns out to be, I'll just make new ones for it. Even though mine's still in really good shape, because it just lives in my drawer. But
Yeah. So does that mean, so if there were adjustments to the logo, you would be able to do that, or would you just use the same file as you're currently, as the,
my plan would be to use the file that Code gave me, but because the main FCC logo hasn't changed, right?
right?
Or you
Well,
think that's
there is like one that's like square, if that is easier, rather than like the big rectangle.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like.
Well, the ones she made
It
fit
didn't have the
directly on the
rectangle on
badges.
it. The old one
Yeah,
just had,
it-
I think it
it
just
was-
has the lettering.
Well, I mean that like, yeah, the entire thing is more.
You're talking about
it's
the
longer.
magnetic one, right?
Yeah.
I guess I don't have mine anymore.
I'll just make new ones.
And I attempted to get tablecloths. They need an AI file. It had to be done by 2:00 today. There was no way. And then we don't have an AI file. So that could be something if we want a tablecloth for the future
Mhm.
for open studios or for whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like $200 for one as well. So they're not inexpensive.
It's like getting a banner.
Yeah.
Which we could just get a banner to put in front, like a vinyl banner to put in front. Don't we have a vinyl banner?
Yes, it was.
We used
I-
it for.
Maybe need to talk to Joe. He's got some things at his house.
Joe said that, I don't think he has the banner. It might be talking Co.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think Co knows which closet it's in at City Hall.
Well, City Hall's moved since Co was on the council.
She had a studio
And-
on Main Street, right?
It was in the theater block. It was years ago.
I know.
Yeah.
And I think Joan David would have told us. She said she was happy to store some things for us.
Mhm.
I didn't get the impression that there was anything currently stored.
All right. Well, I can
So-
text Co and see if she knows where it is.
Thank
It may
you.
have gone missing if that's the case.
Speaking of name tags.
Here's the template, by the way, that Co sent.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
So still
Yes.
works for people. This
Okay.
is, I think, formatted, just looking at the page she sent me, looks like this is designed to fit.
I might send you this other one that we have where it's basically flipped, in which the MC is on the top and then Fitchburg Cultural Council is on the bottom, which is what we were going to use for the tablecloth and is our Gmail.
I was gonna use the circle for the tablecloth.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the same thing. Like right now, like our Gmail logo is MC on the top and then Fitchburg Cultural Council on the bottom. The circle one is the same thing except there's a circle around it.
Yeah, I like the circle.
Oh,
I
add
think
the
that's
circle in
fine,
that?
too.
How about I send this file to you, and the film, you make it so it's the same size?
Okay.
Because it looks like, I'm assuming from looking at this that it's formatted. The way she has the margins on this is what my recollection of the paper with the labels on it, so maybe she
Yeah,
designed
so
it.
her guides are set in place to,
Yeah.
to fit, yeah.
Okay.
So that might be good to know. So
Okay.
I'll just share this with you.
All right. When do you
Don't
want it
lose the
back?
guides.
When do you
Don't
want
lose
it?
those guides.
Yeah, assuming it's easy to print out, I think Wednesday would be great. And I can work on it Thursday and Friday.
Sounds good. So I went to Staples. I got sticky notes for our thing, and name tags. So we're thinking that maybe like we could devote one color for members of the public, another color for those who are grant recipients. So that they could write their names, but also write like, what their grant program was, so that people could talk to them about it
Nice.
if they were interested. Um,
And in case this goes horribly wrong with the name tags, we'll save a few for ourselves. But we'll aim for very corporate, nice looking name tags. Professional, that's what it would.
Claudia, do you want me to keep these or did you want to take them since you'll be doing the welcome stuff?
I can take them.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, the blue is for which group?
What do you guys think? Who should be red? Who should
I
be
feel
blue?
like the red should be our grantees.
Yeah, it's more attention grabbing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Blue
Yeah.
is everybody else, the general public.
Okay,
Sounds good.
Is Miriam gonna help you, Claudia?
yes.
Okay, that's good.
She said she would.
Okay.
Are you in contact with her?
Yes.
Okay.
So Derek had the idea that since we will be filming our TV show, that we should have a sign that says, we are taping this event. If you do not want to be recorded, come up to Derek and Casey so that they will not film you. I also have red dot stickers. Do you think that would be helpful if you don't want to be on there, put a red dot on your
That might
name
be
tag?
a little too much.
That
Yeah,
seems too like Jewish Inquisition.
I love that too.
Yeah,
I was just thinking because if they accidentally get caught on
Well-
camera, we'll be able to.
life
See it.
happens. You know,
I was
Yeah, I am
thinking,
gonna print out those signs though and have like the
Have a-
like
have
signs on
a
the tables
sign.
for
like,
people.
I think it would be better to have like just a pop-up sign on the table that just says this event is being filmed and recorded.
Mhm.
Mhm.
If you
And
do
that
not
way-
want to be filmed or recorded,
Yeah, just be aware there's a cameraman.
Yeah,
like
Just
don't
look away.
attend or, yeah.
well, I don't
like
even think you
I
have
don't
to do
want-
the second half of that. If you just announce it,
yeah,
Well, how do you know if, you know what I mean? Like,
right,
if he's just filming,
yeah.
So the ones that I have roughed out essentially are this event is being recorded. Please come see a member of the council or like the person with the camera who would very obviously be Derek. I'm like, he's tall. He's going to be holding the camera the entire time almost.
Well, because we're in a public setting.
Yeah.
Because I
I
deal with
mean-
this at school all the time. That
Yeah.
there is no real expectation of privacy. You've gone out into a public space.
Right.
Yeah.
And
this
you're
is
not going
for
to
the
be
public.
right.
And
we're
it's
not doing
basically
Mike
a
Wallace
meeting. It's
interview
just a
ambush with
fancy
people.
version of one of our regular
Yeah.
meetings as well, because it's being put on FATV.
Right. Just like if a newspaper photographer showed up,
Yeah,
you could say, please don't take a picture of me, but they don't have to honor that.
right.
But if you know,
Oh.
like they're taking a picture, you might say, I'm just going to go stand in the hallway for a second. So I think we can I think it's a good idea to alert people just as a courtesy, but
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be a problem.
Okay. I just don't want, I don't want to say like the words like, if you don't want to be on camera, don't come here, because
Right.
this is a public
public.
meeting.
Mhm.
We want their input. It makes it sound like that we're gatekeeping who can
So I'm just
speak
saying,
up. Yeah.
I guess a disclaimer is just a good thing to have, because the only
Yeah.
way to not get caught on camera is not to come, or not to be,
Yeah.
Yeah,
not to
Wear
participate.
your mask. Like,
but like, yes, this
Yeah.
is being a filmed event. So.
Yeah, I think if
Yeah.
you said, right, this event is being filmed for later, I don't say broadcast, because that's not literally broadcast, but later dissemination. Yeah, that's fine.
Publication.
Yeah, publication.
sounds good. You're on it.
I'm on it.
Do you need a stand? Like,
Yeah, how do you,
I was just going to print them out on 8x11s and fold them in half a long way to stand on tables. But if you want to make like a big like sign that
I
we
just
can
meant like
get,
a little, like, can be on Claudia's welcome table, just a little stand. pop-up
ooh,
stand.
and like a little clear like thing. Yeah, that
Oh,
works.
yeah.
do you have one?
This,
I was gonna have one made. It's like a foam core with a back, and it stands up by itself.
Okay. Or like the reusable clear ones that you just slide.
does
right
the
through.
museum have the easels,
For
whatever?
notes, whatever.
Yeah,
I have 3 in my car from the museum,
How many
which I'm
are there?
sure we could use if we need them.
Are those the 3 that are going to be for the poster boards though?
They can be. I mean, I have them right now in the car. I used them for First Thursday last week.
Yeah, let's save those for the poster boards, and I'll just get a clear like 8x11.
I like that idea, and I think that's prominent enough, because it's not like
Okay.
it's a doctor's office.
'Cause we can
If we're
reuse
filming
it.
this for
Yeah.
TV. It's like, well,
I
this is-
think
And then we get more prompts.
We can reuse it. Yeah. And if put the logo big at the bottom,
Mhm.
then wherever we go, take it with you.
And if they have a question, you'll be sitting right there, Claudia can explain, but oh, we're just filming you then for
yeah,
our meeting.
Yeah.
I think that's nice.
Excellent.
sure.
I think that's honoring the spirit and the
Mhm.
letter of the law, to be sure.
Okay. What
And
else?
consider the people that are interested in this reception. I mean, for the most part, it's a friendly group, and they're purposefully there.
They want to give input. Yeah.
Yeah.
They want to learn more about
Right.
what's going on around here.
Right, the transparency of it is great, I think.
Is there any other piece we're missing? Anyone?
Yeah, we should talk about the survey. Also, by the way, I stopped by FAM during First Thursday. I'm assuming that the event tents will be similar to this.
Mhm.
And so the way how it'll be set up is that there will be a podium, a table with 3 chairs, and then there'll be a bunch of chairs in front of that for the audience members. And then there'll be I think 5 cafe tables in the back, which we were thinking that maybe that'd be good for the grantees. And do we want to put table, do we want to write name plates on those or something like that, or no? Okay. And then a bunch of high top tables at the back.
And where would the podium, the
The podium.
questionnaires go? The easels.
So I guess they would be, if it's not, so I think we're gonna probably have tables along so if the parking lot's right here, it would be along here, I guess.
Under the tent.
Yeah, under the tent. So the tent will be good as long as the weather's not too crazy. If it gets really bad, then the reception can be moved inside.
It'll be beautiful.
It would be beautiful.
I think it's supposed to be nice Friday
I think
so
so.
far.
Yeah,
But if not,
It's not.
we're gonna
the rain's the
we're
middle
gonna
of the week.
visualize it. We're gonna make
We've
it
got
happen.
thunderstorms the next 3 days.
Okay, so should we talk about the survey then?
Sure.
All right, has someone looked over the survey? Claudia, did you and Eileen decide that we're just gonna use last year's, or?
I haven't talked to Eileen
Okay,
at all.
oh, okay.
I reviewed the survey this afternoon, and I thought is still a terrific, it's not too onerous, but it yields a lot of information. So I think,
Why not just use that?
Yeah.
I thought so. It still felt relevant to me.
Awesome. So
Because we are still kind of asking the same information every year.
yeah, I know that there were like some COVID questions that might have been added on here last year. I think.
Which I think are still relevant,
Yes,
actually.
yeah.
Let's hear. I'm just gonna read out the
Not
questions.
outdated.
Yeah. Let's hear. What is your connection to Fitchburg? Are you a resident, work in Fitchburg, lives in the surrounding area, used to live in Fitchburg? Other. What current arts and cultural programs or services are you aware of and feel are important to maintain? What do you consider to be important issues relating to culture in our community, i.e. neighborhood revitalizations, artists live and work spaces, special population group needs, school system needs, etc.? What might artists and arts organizations do to make ours a more livable, prosperous community? Were you aware that artists, schools, and community groups can apply for grants from the Fitchburg Cultural Council grant funds? How do you hear about cultural events that interest you? Facebook, word of mouth, city website, local arts newsletter, local paper, FATV. Now we have the community bulletin board, so we can add that as an option. Our funding priorities have been to fund youth programs, performances, and events that highlight cultural diversity and expression. Do you believe that we have made this clear in our publicity and our communications to applicants? What should be the most important priorities that our council should consider for LCC funding? Please rank at least your top 3 recommendations.
Should we change LCC? I know that means local cultural, but should we change that to FCC just so they know we're talking?
Yeah, because they don't know what LCC means. I
And
agree.
we're using FCCTV, so
Yeah.
just putting it all together.
Yeah. This might be a good option for our multiple choice for our boards. Yeah, so the options are professional development of local artists, nature, science, environmental education. This is long. Projects, community-wide gatherings, festivals, concerts, plays. Oh, just plays. Field trip for students to museums or performances, projects celebrating local history, cultural diversity, local cable programming, restoration/preservation projects, arts education, schools, or other. Please specify. And is there a particular population segment we should aim to reach through public funding of cultural projects? Teens, people with disabilities, immigrant communities, seniors, families, single adults, low income, community of color. With affiliation with a cultural organization, what are the most significant challenges you or your organization expect to be facing in the next 2 years? How did you learn about tonight's event?
We need to know that.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, I thought that was great. I didn't see any COVID questions on here.
Yeah, I thought we did create some, but
But that'll come up as a challenge probably.
yeah.
Face, so I think it's still relevant. So are they going to be? Are we harvesting their email addresses that we can then send to them? Is that how they're going to do this? Because it's electronic.
So,
It might not be a bad idea as they sign in.
yeah, that's true. I mean, I was thinking that we print these out so for in person, but we can also send this out into the virtual world as well for those who cannot make it. But
Yeah, the nice thing about having it all digital is the data entry.
Collecting
Yeah.
data after the
yeah,
fact.
it's
Because even
true.
doing 30 of these would take a bit of effort, but if we had 30 and then with the touching button, we can. And hopefully we get more than 30.
I also am fully volunteering to do any data collection from physical surveys that we get.
So how many, so do you want me to print them out? How many do you want there? How many?
Do we have like 50?
I think we got 65 gift bags, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
So I don't know. 75? 65?
75.
I wonder if on the link, on the printout, we can have a link like go here to fill it out online kind of thing. because it's got an awful URL, but if there's a way to do like a
Yeah, I
bit.ly or
know.
a tiny
We can
URL.
create a tiny URL for it. We can create a short URL. I
'Cause
know.
people might take it with them, but then they think, oh, I'll just do it online. And
It's easier, whatever, than
Yeah.
writing it all out.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna bring all the clipboards I have and we'll print them out and leave them on the table. Or actually put them on whatever, on clipboards. We'll have pens.
I want to be there an hour before all
Me too.
this.
Yeah, me too.
It's-
Yeah,
Happening.
I'll probably
agreed.
be there like at 4 or something like that.
And then we'll direct
Perfect.
people to fill it out through Facebook. We can put the link as well.
Yeah, and I can add it to the Evites and all the invitations and da.
Instead of a tiny URL, which is a great idea, it might be better at this point to use like a QR code, where a lot of restaurants have been using QR codes, so people are more familiar again with utilizing them on their phones.
I think that's a good idea.
And we have a really fast turn time to get this all in, don't we, this data?
Yeah.
Um,
For like a week, 2 weeks.
when's our next meeting? Our monthly meeting will be like
Next week,
next week.
is it not?
Yeah, the 17th.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
Right.
Casey, you said that you would volunteer to assess the data.
I will clear my schedule where I need to. I will make time.
All right, cool. So that you can like make a report at the regular meeting of what we found.
I can do that.
Cool. I think you mentioned earlier, like a couple months ago, a question being something like, what should we rename this event? Because Grantee Reception Community Input is really long.
I don't remember saying that, but it is a
You were
valid
like, we
question.
could call it FCC Fest or something like that.
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's good to say what it is, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm inclined to agree just because it's,
So always keep as is then.
it doesn't roll off the tongue, you're right, but
Yeah.
it's a statutory obligation we have to do it. So I kind of like that it's
Maybe after like 10 years, we can just like shorten it to an acronym.
to
If we can
Yeah.
brand it
Yeah.
GRC.
in a
How
circle.
much does it cost to brand?
Well, it's just we'd have to
Free
like,
if you do
get
it
everyone to
yourself.
recognize it.
Oh,
Yeah, but it
I think you have
takes
to be
time for people
strong-willed.
to go. Like even with FCCTV, like we've got it, but it's going to take time for people. Like FATV, people are like, oh, FATV, they know what that means and what that is because it's been around.
well,
Like or FSU or like
So if
it
we
takes
sunk a
time.
couple $100,000 into this project from the Stevens Foundation, we could billboards, we can saturate.
Billboards, bumper stickers.
I'll talk to the chairman of the board.
Oh, yeah. You're going to see.
So we could do that thing easily.
Yes.
It takes time.
Okay, so which 3 questions do we want to be made, put on poster board with sticky notes for people to write their answers for? Tamar and I were talking about how it might be good if we can utilize the fact that sticky notes are different colors, and so like it'd be like blue means this answer, green means this answer, blah blah blah, and they could write more on the sticky notes if they want to further their answer, but that way we can visually see,
How
we
would
kind
you
of create a sort of graph out of that.
How would you assign colors so that everyone knows which colors stand for what answer? And what if someone has an answer outside of a color range?
I think it would be easier if they were the easiest questions. Yes or no.
Yes or no questions.
Oh, interesting. Do we have any else?
Green is yes,
questions?
red is no.
Are you satisfied with the cultural programming in your community? Yes or no? So we can like gauge how well we're doing.
Mm.
I think it's important.
That's a good call.
I don't know if that was on here. Do we want to have additional questions? Like use create a new question? Yes. Okay.
I think it's important to gauge how we're doing.
Yeah.
Make sure we're doing
That's
what
true.
people
We have no idea.
Which is what the community.
I mean, it looks like we're doing
assessment is
good,
for,
but-
yeah.
Oh yeah.
We have no idea if everyone's happy.
It's not global.
It's not global.
Yeah.
And we can't make everyone happy. I just saw that there's bees on your shirt. It's very, very nice.
I was nervous for a second, Casey, then I realized you meant
There's bees.
representation.
Everywhere. Peace for everyone.
Thank you.
So is the question, say that again, are you satisfied with?
Are you satisfied with the cultural programming in your community? Or in the
In our-
Fitchburg community?
In the Fitchburg community.
Yeah.
So that's like in general, it's not based off of like whether or not we've been doing a good job. It's whether or not the community as a whole have been offering.
Right.
Yeah.
Which would
needs.
include our grantees and
Yes.
other organizations that we help support.
And then if we want to have that as a question on the survey, then we can go ask people to like go in depth on that. So we can get like a yes or no visual for these guys. And then the survey be like, why or why not?
All right. So that's one question. It's the second question.
For the boards.
Yeah, for the boards.
Wow.
Have you attended an FCC sponsored event this year?
That's
Ooh,
awesome.
and then they can look at the
Yes
that
or no.
sheet.
Oh, wait.
Yes or no?
Wait. Yes, it would have to be yes or no, but we wouldn't be able to ask that because they would be doing this at an FCC sponsored event.
Well, we
So
could
it
say
makes
not
sense.
excluding this.
Excluding
today-
this event.
Excluding today's event.
Okay.
Have you? Yeah.
Have you attended an FCC sponsored event?
They
Or,
might, they
in the
might say, I
last
don't
2
know.
years?
And then we
Yeah.
go, ooh, that's not good.
Do you know what the FCC does?
Would you be willing to join the FCC? Yes or no?
But you know what? I
bad.
actually really like that.
That's
because we-
really good.
We need
The
we need
Venn
volunteers.
diagram
Oh, they're all
of-
just no's or like no.
But if some of them are
Well-
yeses and they put their email addresses on the Post-it note,
If yes, put your email.
which we'll have from the sign-in sheet anyway, but this just makes it easier.
Should we on the sign-in sheet? Should we just like have a place of like check if you are interested in joining the council?
Yeah, why not? Name, email, check if you're interested in joining the council. Are you interested?
So someone also has to create a sign-in sheet because that'll also be helpful for you for your minutes.
Mhm.
You will have to take minutes of the meeting.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that's good to know.
we have to send in an agenda too.
Did you want to send an agenda or do you want me to send
I'll
it?
send it in.
Sounds good.
And I'm taking pictures at the meeting, right? That was part of, okay.
I didn't remember assigning someone, but I'm happy that you
No, I'll take
are.
pictures and, because that would be separate from the minute. The minutes will be
Yeah.
minute styles.
Takes pictures.
So sure does.
Documenting the heck out of this event.
So can I back up? So
Yeah.
Casey, you're gonna do the sheet the disclaimer about filming.
Yes.
And I'm gonna do a sign-in sheet.
Yes.
And the sign-in sheet is gonna have name, email, and what else?
Like check if you are.
Do you want to be a member?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think,
For
back to
emails,
last year.
Clearly.
I mean, there was a
Just have to
lot of
do it, yeah.
feedback
There was. Not
But-
2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. I wonder if it's in anybody's folder, what questions were generated.
I just deleted that document
No.
What do you mean?
like 2 days ago.
What questions were generated from the meeting? Or
The like write-up document that I had of the surveys and questions from 2019.
I mean, I know that we have old surveys on our drive. But I think it's, yeah, generally we just do the same exact questions.
I think they're good questions.
Maybe we should add the question, something like, is there anything else we should be asking or something like that, or
For the
Is
poster boards
there-
or for the survey?
on
For
the
the survey.
survey.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Yeah.
Or anything else
Or
you'd like
any
to add?
suggestions.
So is the event, so say we do a QR code and I know there's QR generators, I don't.
Yeah, I can do it.
So is that something we could post like on our Facebook page, like that day, or does it have to be at that event? Is there a statutory reason we wouldn't want to?
Well, for the QR code, that would be for in-person flyers and stuff like that, printed out. For Facebook, we just send them the direct link and they just click on it.
So we can harvest that even if they're not at the meeting at all. We can
Yeah,
still
exactly.
type-
Actually, if whoever's doing the QR, you're gonna do it.
I can do it, yeah.
Could you send it to me for the sheet that I'm gonna put at everyone's seats with all the grantees?
Yes. Yes, I can.
I need that. That would be great.
That'd be good, because then we really
Can
could be
we-
pushing it digitally, which I like.
Can we
Yeah.
do like some sort of, maybe this is a little bit cheesy, but could we do something like all the list of the grantee events, put like little check boxes on it, and then like I don't know, at the end or midway or something like that, be like, all right, like raise your hand if you attended more than like 10 of these events or something like that, or like who's attended the most FCC funded events or something like that.
Asking the audience, putting them on the spot.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know.
The last thing I would want is that no one
was
raises
just at
their
a-
hand and we're all like, oh.
Yeah, it's
I
like
don't
school.
know.
Yeah, it's just
Raise your
accounting.
hand if you did your homework last night.
Well, it could be like some like
Well, that's,
It's true. I
It's-
hated those kind of questions in school. I don't want to put people on the spot.
no. Well, I was just thinking. Well, I mean, you don't have to raise your
No,
hand if you
I
don't
never
want to.
did
But I was
that.
just thinking it was like kind of a fun way, a way to be interactive of
To get everyone to wave, to do the wave.
yes, do the wave. From my experience, I feel like a lot of people don't realize how many programs we actually fund. Like when I tell people that we fund like, the block party, people are like, oh really? I didn't know that. Like,
yeah.
so I feel like it's like kind of a good way to get them to look at the list and like be like, oh, like I didn't know, like I've been to that one and like, oh, they did this and this and this. Like, yeah, I did that. Like I went to that.
So instead of a grantee list, do you want a list of events and say how many of you attended? Drop this at the front desk on your way out.
I don't know.
So that
Well,
would,
no, they should keep it. They should keep that for safekeeping.
so just how many have you attended? And then the list of everything that we funded this year? Just as a little like push to, but that we wouldn't have that information except
Yeah, we
from
can't
here.
confirm or anything like that.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
that's
know.
why the question's good in there. How many of you attended?
Yeah.
So would you,
Can't hurt.
Yeah. Maybe we don't put anyone on the spot, but I think it'd be fun to make them check boxes so that they can be like, oh, I've
so
attended this.
instead
or-
of so I was thinking of putting the organizations that were funded. So instead, should I put the events and say how many have you attended this year and
yeah.
let them check it personally? Is
Yeah.
that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
And that also would just convey the scope, like you said. That they're
Yeah.
like, oh, wow. Because even if they didn't attend many of them or any of them, but they realize, oh, this is like 50 things.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking nothing's happening here. And there's 50 things that
Yeah.
are occurring in my backyard.
I feel like that happens all the time too. Like someone will post something on a local Facebook group of like, oh, I'm at this event. And they're like, I didn't know that this was happening. Like, well, if like how can we like get people to know more about it? Like what can we do?
Right. Which again, we're
People
trying
did
to hard
that Friday night too, Thursday
The
night.
first
last
Thursday,
week.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't know that the block party was happening. Like, I don't know how much more advertising we can do. Like,
Yeah.
how do we reach you? Yeah. Whenever I list grantees, I like to say like, something like Growing Places, Little Sprouts, or something like that. So it has like both the organization and like the program or event on there. So it gets reputable.
So maybe that's a question to ask as well: is how can we reach you? How do you think we should reach more people? Like,
That's in the survey, isn't it? I think.
is it how?
What's the best way to reach you?
What's the best way to reach
How
more
do you
of the
hear about
public?
cultural activities that interest you?
Like asking suggestions.
Yeah.
We're using social media. We're using FATV. We're using email to some extent.
Mhm.
It's on the city's website. It's on the cultural calendar for this town. Like, what else can we do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Word of
Maybe.
mouth,
That's the best.
which is, yeah.
But for people who are new here, so
Mhm.
that's what happened first Thursday. There was a woman, she's just moved here. She was driving by.
Mhm.
That was it.
I didn't hear about not first Thursday, the block party until the morning of.
Same.
Oh.
And that's as someone that I consider myself like fairly
Involved.
in the know.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. Very strange.
Same. Like I was
But
supposed
you were
to,
part of it.
I was part of First Thursday.
Oh, you didn't know that it was
there
combined
a-
with block party?
And they said, I think you should not be down there. You should come down here because we're doing a block party. I'm like, you are?
Yeah.
Oh. So it's definitely an issue. How things
Yeah.
are.
So who's in charge of throwing the block party?
Reimagine Richmond.
Okay.
Oh, no, wait. Oh, block party is City of Fitchburg.
City of Fitchburg.
Yeah.
Days.
But
But it was
Reimagine North
Reimagine.
Main is first Thursdays. And so they promoted it, but then
I'm thinking if there was no one assigned to promote from like the City of Fitchburg to promote the block party, then that makes sense.
So it's Reimagine, and they may not have had enough time.
Yeah.
And I think too, that just the fact that we're coming out of / heading back into COVID challenges.
In the middle
you
of.
know, it's still, and summer is tough,
Yeah, it is. People are away.
traveling.
And this whole movement is, I think, in its infancy. You know, I'm hoping it's like the little train that could, I think I can. And we'll find out how it goes this year and see how we can improve upon what comes out of it.
Do you
This
mean
year.
the council, Claudia?
All of it, all of it.
would it be too annoying to expand this question? How do you hear about cultural activities that interest you, and be really specific? Like, do you get it from Discussing Fitchburg Now Facebook group? Do you get it
I
from this
wouldn't go
Facebook?
that far into it.
Because I feel like we always ask this question, but we still like haven't solved it. Like we still haven't figured out like how do we actually reach people? Like why are they not hearing about these events?
And I do agree with you to a certain extent. I think we've had like pretty good participation for a pandemic year. Like even just taking open studios into account, the participation levels, are we at one less person or like institution than
One less
So
person
that's-
from
in the pandemic year,
2019.
which
Yeah.
is pretty good.
Yeah.
That's good.
But also where I don't want to say like the canvas is blank again, but like we do kind of have to reassess the way I think we might need to reassess the way we're reaching out to people because it is pandemic now. The last time we asked these questions, it was kind of business as usual.
That's true.
So it might be good to just keep it as is.
Okay. I might add Instagram on there then.
Yes.
But yeah. Cool. Tamar, did you say that you'll print out the surveys?
Yeah, so I'll do the surveys and the sign-in sheet.
Okay. When will you be printing them?
I'm going to ask the city to help, and if they don't help, I probably will, or unable to help, I should say, I will do them on Thursday in my office.
Okay. I will. I might make some adjustments, and I'll make sure that I don't touch it after Thursday.
I think Wednesday's a good time. So if we have them
Yeah,
Wednesday, then it gives me time to ask the city for help.
Okay.
And if they're unable to help, then at least I can do it Thursday. So maybe the same time frame for Matt.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
For question 11, Audrey, too, I wonder if FCC-TV should be, maybe you said this and I
Yes.
missed it, I'm sorry.
I like that.
We have other FATV, but let's highlight our own thing. Let's hear about it.
Should we have as two separate options or just FCCTV?
Two separate options. So people can say, what's that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be talking about it anyways.
FCCTV means that they heard it from our specific show.
Right.
FATV means that they might have heard about events
Right,
from
Discussing
Discussing
Fitchburg or-
Fitchburg Now
yeah.
or Barbara and You or da.
We could be super, I was gonna say cheesy, but it isn't cheesy. FCC-TV, parentheses, airing Wednesdays at, but maybe that's too much.
Or is it?
I don't know. Is that too much or do you like that?
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
If there's room for it, I guess.
See how it looks, and if
Yeah.
it looks awful.
Um,
But we're doing all the work,
Yeah.
nor are we, and it's a honorable place we're coming from.
yeah.
We're not.
So that they can in the future.
Exactly.
It's not interrogation.
Yeah.
Another, I think for instead of FATV, I'll say like a different FATV show so that, it also kind of adds clarification.
Right. And I like how we celebrate that FATV is a major resource for dissemination.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think
Yes, it is.
that warrants.
Okay, so we've got,
in your hand.
oh,
Yeah, I wanted Matt to double check something in the first
That's
paragraph.
an old iteration.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I haven't looked at these yet.
I was getting terrified.
This
Okay.
was this morning's file.
So time
Good
check,
job,
it is
okay.
5:43. Does anyone have a thing that they have to go to? You do have to go. Okay. Does anyone want to volunteer to
Hand
To-
letter,
hand letter the questions on here
right?
to write? Are
I'm
you
terrible at hand lettering?
are you satisfied?
Are
with
are you
the
good with
culture
your hands?
would
programs?
you be interested in doing this?
I mean, I
You
could,
do have very
But-
neat handwriting.
but I also have other things that I could be doing. Okay, great.
Send me the
So come up with
questions.
all right, we gotta come up with a third question too.
So we
But
got
we can email it to you.
Yes.
Was there anything on the agenda that you want to talk about, Casey?
We covered everything already that I
Excellent.
wanted to.
Great, great. Cool. Third question. What's our third question, guys? For the board. We also have to select 3 questions for to highlight during the meeting to discuss with people. Right?
Yeah, or no?
Or no? All right, well, let's focus on the board then. Another multiple choice question.
You can kind of go into overkill at some point,
Mhm.
you know, surveys, questions, you know,
It's true.
where do you stop?
Well, since we have our colors, maybe we could break something up by,
Should we do the what should be the most important priorities that our council should consider for FCC funding?
sounds good to me.
Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 options on there.
Do we have 8 colors?
We don't have 8 colors, so maybe we can combine them
Yes, we
or
do. 2, 4, 6, 8.
just kidding. Perfect.
So 1 per color.
Yeah, 1 per color.
Next
Do you have any
year,
Post-its?
not this year,
No, these are all over Post-its. Do you want to take some so that you can do a
I want
blue
cupcakes
Oh, I know.
with
Oh.
that on it.
Is it too late for this year?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we won't have time to do that.
Did you say cupcakes?
Yeah,
Oh,
next year.
cupcakes.
Such a good idea.
Who locally does cupcakes? Anyone?
Kim makes cupcakes.
Dutch Kitchen makes cupcakes.
They do make
Could be with like
cupcakes.
that in like the icing, like
Yeah.
printed in
Yeah,
the
the
icing, like in a
colors.
photo cake.
The
Yeah.
color
Or-
palette?
Yeah, maybe you can get those like edible, like print.
Yeah, you
I
can make
think-
those at home.
Yes,
Could Kim do that?
but I'm
Not this
sorry
year.
I brought
I
it
don't know
up
if she
because
would be
it's
able to
one
this
more
year.
thing.
Too short notice.
I would be uncomfortable asking her to do it this short notice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, next year, I'm just envisioning how nice they would be.
Yeah,
Sure.
it would be
Yeah.
really cute.
It'd be a fun.
Maybe you can
Instagram
have
photo.
a frosting
It
in
would.
these colors or
And
something like
you
that.
know, whatever the technique they use, like
Just lead paint.
Ideally. Yeah.
Binds nicely. with
Guys,
food.
we're on.
no,
It's like,
it's his
That's true.
birthday and somebody took a picture of him when he was 8 years old. I'm making this up.
We're all like, really?
At 8 years old, that is some sort of an edible paper.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
Oh,
I'm,
you mean the actual logo on the cupcake?
yeah.
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 Edible.
Oh, I thought you meant like the colors.
no,
No,
like a printed manifestation of
Oh, I
that.
see.
So I know,
Well,
I'm
the
sure like
cupcake-
Haunted Basket.
Yeah,
does
that's
it.
easier on a cake
yeah,
than
we
on a
could do Haunted
cupcake.
Basket. It's little cutouts. They're
yeah, it's
very
just,
easy.
it's edible paper. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, it's
edible
some kind of,
paper.
yeah.
That's a great idea.
For next year.
For next
Just-
year.
Yeah.
Also, like I think like right
Yeah,
now
next
it's like
year.
more of a like plastic covered like food.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did we get the third question?
Yes.
Yeah. So okay, so that was the
Council priority.
what should we prioritize?
Mhm.
So I guess they would just have to should they choose one or
Many
choose a
of them.
majority? Okay.
So
Some
they-
of them I'm like, why wouldn't you just check yes for all of them?
Right. This could just be what priorities do you want the council to focus on?
And then they would put their answer on any color and put it up.
Well, like we could like say
Better
like
if we have
blue means professional development of local artists. Light blue means nature, science, and environmental education. Da, da, da.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So we're good. We have the 3 questions. Casey's gonna do them.
Yeah, actually, I am gonna take one of these.
Go for it. I think,
So
and
they-
if you really wanted to, you could make multiple columns and you could add to those columns so that we could like really visually see it, or they could be mixed up.
I'm not getting the visual, but I want to talk to you more about that later if you're interested.
Like turning it into a bar chart. Okay, never mind. We'll chat later. Okay. Yeah, Casey, feel free to leave whenever you're ready.
Well, I have to. Do you want to
Oh,
hold on to this?
How much more do we have?
I don't know.
Open studios.
Well, let
meet
me
and
reach
greet,
out to the
announcements.
person.
Yeah, I can meet up with you and give that back to you when you need it.
It's gonna be tonight.
You need it tonight.
I do need it tonight.
Oh,
I have
I
homework
could
to finish.
possibly
you
stop by
sneaking
your
out too?
place after the meeting or something like that.
Just a second.
The good news is, I think that took them about 5 minutes because I emailed them this morning and it was in my office at like 2 p.m. So if there's something that got
Yes,
missed,
that works
we can,
for me.
I'm comfortable asking.
Okay, sounds good.
We do it.
Thank you.
Especially this week, it's still quiet. It'll get nutty in a couple weeks.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Alright, so that will be photographer. Tamar is
All right.
emceeing it. So what are we doing for the public input aspect? Are we not highlighting 3 questions or are we highlighting them? You have that out?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Claudia.
So Claudia's doing the cupcakes. You're going to hand letter the cupcakes. That's nice. I can't wait to see them.
It's a great idea.
Just watch out for cramping, Claudia, because it's going to get hard up there.
So I think it would be easy enough to
Just-
just ask the 3 questions of the audience and encourage them.
Which
These
3
3
questions?
questions
Oh, you just want to use those?
and encourage people to fill them out. And versus having a discussion or having anyone ask them. I'm
Okay.
gonna keep it simple. And we're gonna have like 4 speakers
Yeah.
and people are gonna, it's like Friday and I kind of would rather not have a long.
Yeah. But I feel like the speakers part is the grantee reception aspect. The public input is like what is required of us. It's not just collecting surveys. It's like a town hall meeting, you know?
So you want me to host a conversation? I don't remember doing that at the last one.
Usually Joe just goes through every single question. And like, if someone wants to say something, they answer. But
I
it
think
might
it can be
also just
encour-
already be written on their thing.
Right, so we can be encouraging people, maybe a guided discussion through the contents of the survey, but reminding them at the beginning that, there's a QR code at the table in front of you, so you can fill
If
this
you-
out online, but
Yeah.
we're all here, let's have a discussion and
So do you want me to make sure that everyone gets a copy of that and just say there's a copy at your seat if you didn't pick up one at the table?
or if they get a big QR code that they can scan from, I don't know how well they work 5 feet away.
So you want me to ask people if they want to give us some feedback right then verbally that we're gonna have to somehow record,
I mean,
which we're recording on film.
we'll be recording and taping.
I can take minutes like, I might not have all the spellings correct at the moment, but I can take notes from the meeting of,
Did Joe actually read them all? I don't remember that.
Yeah, he would go through every single question and be like, does anyone have anything they want to say? I mean, it was a little bit repetitive. It could be a little bit boring.
That's what
But that's why I was like,
I'm like,
if we highlight like certain questions, be like, to get a discussion going of like, what do we need? What do we need in Fitchburg?
right.
I think that's like kind of like the heart of it, right? Is like, what do we need to be encouraging? And then what we as a council can be doing to be supporting those ideals or those.
And what I do like about
Prospects.
the idea of doing this in real time beyond the survey is someone doing the survey might be sort of myopic about this and then realizing, oh, that's what they meant.
Yeah, if
Or
we,
now
if
that you
we,
mention
if
that,
we,
that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
What if we did this? That could be powerful. We might get some.
So I need to read through all the questions, even if it's boring.
Just the 11 or 12, what are we, 12 now?
Yeah, something like that.
Because the speakers will all go first.
And I'm with you that a tight speaking program is excellent.
Well, you kind of want to get people through. Like I went to I'm not going to name where we went because we're live, but they had a lot of really important people there.
Mhm.
And the initial speaker went long.
Mhm.
And of course, it's outside, depending on the heat. It's also hard sitting a long time. Like we've all sat all day at our day jobs probably.
Right.
So, and everyone was angsty. Like you could just tell the crowd was kind of, the staff were kind of like, okay, this is really, because you really want to get to the important people and hear what they have to say and move on pretty quickly.
Right.
So like the first part needs to happen in like less than 20 minutes, you know, give everybody like a 5-minute, whatever, or however long they need and get them off the stage.
And who's communicating that to the speakers?
It would be,
About 5 minutes is what they should be thinking of, yeah.
I mean, if they want to go longer, great, but I don't imagine that any of them will take much
I think
longer.
I think a couple of them are just reading statements from someone else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they'll play ball, I think.
Well, they know what they're doing. All
Yeah.
these people know what they're doing.
Right.
So, yeah, so then that's like a 25-minute window, say, more or less.
Yeah.
So then how much longer is everyone really going to want to sit? Another 5-10 minutes, maybe?
Mhm.
So a real discussion could take longer if people actually want to engage.
I know.
Yeah.
You make that point, and and I'm wondering too,
And we want people to mingle.
we want people to mingle. I'm just thinking too, I'm thinking of the one 2 years ago when we were in that gallery space, which acoustically was really nice.
Was it the Historical Society?
No, it
Oh, or
was
at
The
them.
museum.
at FAM,
Yeah.
in that space. And that was nice because you could be in the back row and I could still hear you clear as day versus if you're Joe on the stage doing it. Whereas this, it might be a little trickier.
Yeah, so it's
So-
outdoors. There's
Not to talk
there are
myself
cars that
out of
drive
what I was saying a
through.
minute ago, but I kind of am. So maybe encouraging people to do the survey and the boards is better than trying, or maybe, I don't know if we can encourage people like, you know, because we'll all have our tags, our corporate name tags will all be there.
talk
So
to
like,
us.
please, talk to we're here to, the whole point of this is to hear from you. This is, share it with us. You can also, if, somebody occurs to you later, you can contact us here, that kind of thing. Just
So we'll encourage them to fill out the survey online. The QR code is at their seat and at the front desk.
Yeah.
We'll encourage them to fill out the survey if they feel like doing it in person there on paper, because we have them at their seats.
Yeah.
And
Some people
then-
might forget about it, if they're not doing it right then.
right.
Yeah. And then beyond that, then I could read through or tell them that 3 of our, big questions are on the boards at the back, if they could interact with those boards.
Mhm.
And then besides that, maybe read some of the questions. Should I read them all?
Do we want to pick out some that are discussion worthy?
Yeah.
Maybe. And those are the questions, or maybe one question just to get the ball rolling of.
Because if people don't engage, I don't think I would continue. I think I would want to.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
everybody, thank you so much for your participation. Please
Yeah.
mingle.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 and 3, I think would be great for that. What do you consider to be important issues relating to culture in our community, i.e. neighborhood revitalization, artist-level workspaces, special population group needs, and school system needs. And then 3, I think it's dynamite. What might artists and arts organizations do to make ours a more livable, prosperous community? Because it's very aspirational that way.
Yeah.
And for the grantees, it's telling them that, hopefully they know their work is valued. That's why they got funded. But I think that's really good. And
So
that's-
encouraging them to fill out the questionnaire, either online or at their seats. And then encouraging them to interact with the 3 boards, and then reading those 2 questions from
Yeah.
the stage and asking for audience participation.
If there were say, please do all that. And also, if you want to have a discussion just while we're sitting here talking, this is on the survey, but do people have any thoughts on this? And then you'll get a read too of people.
Feel like interacting or
Because
not.
it's gonna be 95 and sunny. So
Ooh.
it's gonna be a warm
Oh, is
day.
it?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Cool.
So it'll be a warm day. So I think if we push
we
the,
might lose people. Yeah.
well, but if we push the digital thing,
Yeah.
and that's nice because then we have that data, we can sort it and look at it and hopefully
Yeah.
make some valid conclusions from it. But I don't want to not take advantage of the fact that we've got
People together.
a bunch of people together who, by virtue of being there, all give a beat about this.
Yeah.
And that's a nice thing to be, a lot of creative people
Mhm.
coming together to talk about it. I don't want to miss that opportunity. Or not, I don't want to not maximize it.
So, okay. So the third question from here is going to be the priorities.
Yeah.
But what we will highlight is, or discuss at the meeting is the number 2 question. What do you consider to be important issues, right?
Yeah, I like that one.
Did we want to do another one or leave at that?
Not pick number 3.
I think
Number
2,
three?
3, and 6 sort of lend themselves well to this kind of a discussion.
What might artists and arts organizations do to make ours more livable? Okay. And then,
Or I should say 7 is good, but 7 is more of that's the ranking priorities.
yeah, we'll be
6
doing
and 7
that.
is a little overlap, yes.
Yeah, we'll be doing that on the boards as well. So 6 is our funding priorities have, and events that highlight cultural diversity and expression. Do you believe we have made this clear in our publicity and our communications to applicants? I feel like that one's kind of a yes or no answer though, right?
The second half certainly is,
Yeah.
if we've made it clear, but the idea of what should we be working on. So maybe the 7 is better than 6 in that way.
What about just like a general question of like, what can the council be doing to be supporting the arts or doing, like, what can we be doing better?
Like just asking one
Yeah,
general question.
Yeah, tell us what we're doing wrong.
Yeah,
Tell us what we're doing right. Let's be positive.
yeah.
Tell us what else we could be doing.
Yeah.
And I'll say you more than we, because you guys have done a lot more on the show than I have. But I mean, yeah, the fact that, this volunteer force is producing a monthly TV show as well as all the other stuff. That's pretty.
Yeah, definitely more than anyone would
Tamara and I
expect.
have discussed this. I was on the school board for years, and this is much more than I have ever done with any other public thing. So I think, and you guys especially as the water carriers of the TV show, and that's a lot.
Yeah.
So there is
It
people
is a
doing
lot.
stuff.
Yeah. It's true. That is one worrisome thing to say. Tell us what we can do. Then they go like, well, you should do
We
this.
should do
and you
this,
should
this, and
you
this,
should
and we'd
this,
like a
and
festival
this."
for this, and we'd like this and this, which is the concept of the art stewards, which is what I think we
Right.
would be good to mention. That's
Right.
one of the things that we helped to fund, because that's where, and I hope most of them will attend.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
where we're gonna get the next round of leadership,
Yeah.
Mhm.
for
No,
the
and
arts.
and the finite resources, that is an important thing for people to understand, and I think most of them do. We're not driving up in our FCC cars that we purchase through the stipends.
Yeah.
It's not that kind of thing.
Do we still have business cards? FCC
Oh,
business cards? Do we want to? I don't know. You're making it informational, right?
Well, I did, but we didn't want to ask too much of Fitchburg State. I made a
Oh,
very
for printing.
I haven't asked. I mean, I
Yeah, we
haven't heard
didn't really
back
wanna
yet from the guy.
ask.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm trying to be cautious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard back yet on that. The other
So we have a trifold, but
Mm-hmm.
we're being cautious about asking for too much at once.
Gotcha. Are we going to ask or should we ask?
Oh, we'll
someone
ask.
else?
I'll ask. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
up to Matt.
All right. So possibly that.
And it's very generic.
Yeah.
Just
No, I like
very,
it. It was good.
very general. How to find us, who we are,
Yeah.
very general.
Does it have FCC TV on there?
No. No, it's just FCC, very bland. I shouldn't say bland, but it's just our colors, some generic photos, and
Okay.
how to find us.
Do you want me to make a Fitchburg Open Studios flyer? And we can have that at the, because I was thinking, we have like a table of flyers and like,
We'll
I'll
have
print out
these there.
the, oh, right. Yeah.
So no, we
We don't
need
need flyers. We have that.
We
Okay.
have these. We did 100 of these just for this week.
Yeah.
Can I drop off some at the in the community bulletin board, or like just put one up on there?
You can have this one, yeah, not till after Friday, and then after Friday, I'm hoping what will
Wait till
happen
Friday,
is,
okay.
yeah, after the event, what I'm expecting will happen is people who may attend that are
Mhm.
participating
Mhm.
may see something they want changed,
Oh, that's really
this
nice.
is perfect.
Yep.
Okay, yeah,
that we could actually change it before we print the rest of them.
right, okay.
So if we're gonna print them in this format without the map, then that'll be really easy job.
I think it's better because, right, like old school,
Yeah,
you'd get out your map and look, but new school, you put it in your GPS and you get there,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we don't really need this, right?
Yeah. I
'Cause
don't know,
it's-
but what is the audience for Open Studios? Is there a lot of older people?
That's what I always had as guests
Yeah,
in the past.
so in which they would probably want the map regardless, right?
I don't know.
Maybe we could print up a bunch of maps separately.
That's what Matt, he had suggested.
Because our
They
print shop
can't.
can do that,
Mhm.
like on a 12x18, just of maps. And then if you're one of these crazy millennials with their rock and roll and their low cut jeans, then you wouldn't take a map. You would just use this and GPS. But if people want a map, but
Yeah.
then we'd have oodles of these, and we can get these again
Easily.
easily.
Yeah. I also don't see a problem like at the next,
A
the
folder?
PR meeting before, before Open Studios, just everyone just,
Because I will say, and I don't know who put them where, but so 2 years ago, I had some local ladies who had picked a copy up at their hairdresser
Mhm.
and they used the map.
Yeah.
So I don't know who put it at a hairdresser's, but it
Yeah.
was a brilliant idea.
hairdressers, nail salons.
So maybe we should go the opposite and do like 100 of these and we fold them. Because basically we end up, I have to set a date, which is another date I have to set where people come pick them up. They
Yeah.
pick them up and they pick up their signs, which I still have the sign piece to do. So maybe we give those to the artists and then do a small run of
Welcome
these
back.
that we can fold and distribute to those types
That's
of
not a bad idea.
locations.
Do 100 folding
Yeah,
and then
Yeah.
another,
and then the rest that way.
and so another 1900. This is 100 is what they look like, by the way.
Are you
Okay.
here to stay?
Yes.
Oh,
It
okay.
was a lot shorter than I expected it to be.
Oh, all right.
You had an alibi
Yeah.
and you came back. That is
Aw.
awesome, Tracy. Gold star for you. It's double pay for your time.
Okay, anything else? Do we have anything else that we need to talk about? 6:04, it's 6:05, I mean. Anything else about Fitchburg Open Studios that you want to chat about?
So the Greek Festival seems to have taken the banner option for Main Street. You only get 2 weeks,
Oh,
and the Greek Festival has already applied.
they,
To date,
yes.
I'm not sure. City said they were going to call me. I haven't heard from them yet. So we don't get the 2 weeks before Fitchburg Open Studios. So we could, Marissa says, and everyone else says, there's some other spots in Fitchburg where a banner could go. So I did want to ask you guys, do you think we should try to do that? They're the most expensive thing we're going to be getting.
Where are the other locations?
Bridges that I don't know the names of, somewhere on John Fitch.
Okay.
And then there was another one of the bridges here, but I don't know where.
Is it a
Like
bridge
I
So
don't
where
know
the
that goes
Fifth
over John
Street,
Fitch?
like south,
There's that commuter rail
The
bridge,
South
but
Street
I never
Diner?
saw signs on it.
South Street.
So I don't know.
The one on Main Street that we're all thinking of, which is why that's a great spot, because
Yeah.
I noticed that one.
Yeah, yeah. Did you say the intersection of, what is it, the Water Street Bridge and where Water Street turns into,
That's one of them.
yeah, that's a good spot. I think.
But I don't get where that is. I don't understand.
So,
The Water Street Bridge is the Market Basket Bridge,
yes.
but where is their signage? I don't feel like I've ever seen any.
I've seen it. It's
So
on
you're in
Laurel. I
my
guess I-
car, we're driving over the Water Street Bridge, Market Basket's right there, Laurel Street's right here. Where the lights are, there's like a gate that goes
Oh.
along
Yes.
the sidewalk.
I know, yeah.
And there's vinyl signage there, usually for the Greek festival
Oh.
and like civic days and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a
so-
good spot.
Right.
So
So
the
it's a
Greek
T
Festival
intersection.
may
So if you-
also have, you don't
They
know.
may. I don't know if there's anything there right now.
So
What day
should
is the
we-
Greek festival?
I think that's right. Well, we should look it up. It might be that same, because if they're getting the 2 weeks prior to that weekend, it may be the same weekend. How crazy is that?
It looks like it's on the 17th
Of
September.
So that's 2 weeks before the 17th.
okay.
So I wonder if we would, be able to get ours up right after, right as their
So that's
festivals.
the
that we'd
week
have
before
1
us.
week.
which is better than the day.
But I mean,
So they-
doesn't that allow for multiple banners, right?
The Water
The-
Street Bridge.
On Water Street Bridge, right?
I
It's like multiple, like next to each other kind
I
of thing.
think I've seen multiple small banners. I can't say for certain. Definitely not the long ones that would go over the street,
Right.
but like the size of our vinyl banner.
And that's street
Wherever
level,
that
right,
is.
Casey? Like you just blew through the light,
Yes.
you would hit it. It's that kind of thing. It's
Well, if you
low, right? Isn't it?
Blew through the light, you would just get hit by traffic.
Right.
If
But
you
you
went through the
smashed into
fence,
the bridge.
It's-
if you
yeah,
went through the fence, you would hit
But
it.
it's eye level.
Yes.
so yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So should we apply for that then?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And then if there's what were bridges? And like, is there somewhere actually on John Fitch that we could put it?
Yeah, where do they?
Because
meet
the
on John
intersection
Fitch?
of John
Again, I don't
Fitch
know.
and I mean, like the
I mean, it
intersection
would be
of,
ground level. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe is there anything that hangs? I don't remember
No.
ever seeing anything.
Mm-mm.
But I was thinking to myself, it would make more sense at that point just to do yard signs and do more of them.
I also, she might be talking about another spot is the fence around the field with the water park and the dog park in it. That's near Fitchburg State on John Fitch and Pearl Hill.
Coolidge Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one.
Oh, that's John Fish, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where Hollis Hill has like a permanent sign. People usually put like vinyl signs on the fence there.
Oh.
Yeah, the city, because the university has done stuff on that, so it's
Yeah.
DPW controls that
Okay.
fence. So you could ask DPW about
I don't know
signage.
if that's helpful.
I feel like they have walked back how much they do of those, but
Okay.
it's worth asking. That was
Yeah.
the previous commissioner.
So what's that place called? That's
It's
just
the,
called John
uh,
Fitch.
Coolidge
That's the
Park?
John Fitch.
It's the Coolidge
Coolidge.
Park, right? So it's the fence at the corner of Pearl and John Fitch.
Okay, so I should apply for both?
Yeah.
And then if we
If
could
you-
put
And
if
then
we
I'll-
could put yard signs in like city islands, then we could do that too.
Yeah.
I almost like those better.
Yeah, if that's an option, it would be a lot less expensive.
Yeah, I
That's
don't-
what I'm
The
thinking
Coolidge
too.
Park one, I
Yeah.
don't know how visible it, like
Yeah,
how
I
many
don't
people
ever
really
really
pass
know.
by there. Water Street Bridge, I see a lot of people. Yeah,
On-ramps.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
So Water Street, apply for yard signs, we need to try to get more.
Yes.
do we need to get permission to put yard signs in places, or do you just stick them in? Like, how does that work?
I can ask, but as in the last round, because we give signs to the artists as well, and they kind of distribute wherever. And I know that some of them didn't ask, and we just put them wherever.
Mhm.
So, and then they would go pick them up when it was over.
Okay.
So I don't know, but I mean, if it's the city in the city, obviously we'll ask the city.
Mhm.
Right, the public property, like Coolidge Park where that. sign
Yeah.
would be. There's-
Yeah, if we could just like pop a yard sign on the corner there and then like pop a yard sign on the little grass that's sticking out of the sidewalk
We'll drop a comment
in front
by
of the
post
Water Street
office.
Bridge, and then put some by the on-ramps to Route 2 in the Leominster, Fitchburg area.
Yeah.
Just like litter, don't
Okay.
litter, but like put them along John Fitch to get a lot of people to see them, or like the Dunkin' Donuts is.
The on-ramp ones, you might be getting into like state property, so I don't know if they would be.
Go big or go home, right?
Well, they might just take them and throw them away, and they're expensive.
That's true.
Do we
I need
reuse
them back. We reuse them, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So like I have probably, I can't think of the number off the top of my head, so I'm not gonna quote it. We have some, I'm gonna have to get labels to go over the old dates and then make new ones. That's how, that was the concept, is the people would bring them back, pick them up, drop them off. And
That's
then we
right, 'cause they have to
reuse
be
them.
specific or they
Mm.
don't really work.
Hmm?
They have to be specific or they don't really work. That's a
Yeah.
good point. Well, like the dates, guys, we would have
Yeah.
said Fitchburg Open Studios.
But
yeah,
the
that
dates
doesn't-
change,
Yeah.
yeah.
so.
Yeah, that was my question. Was like, is it September 25th always lands on a?
No,
Surprise.
Whoa.
You found the loophole.
no.
There are
Go
some
hard on
dates that are always the
25th,
same
no.
day.
No, that's not real.
So that's the only, yeah, so that's
I don't know
all
what
stuff
those
that I'm
dates
like
are.
working on with the city.
There are dates.
And I actually need to do that really quick because we don't have much time coming up. Like
Yeah,
we
it's
need a
coming up.
month to promote, so at least. So,
Cool.
all right.
So
that's all I have.
instead of flyers, you prefer like these to be put up in places then, right? Like for example, on the bulletin board and such.
Yes, because everybody paid,
Mhm.
so we want to promote them.
Yeah.
And
Are we
a
getting
flyer,
more stacks?
yeah,
This was just to check them out.
This is for
Sounds
Friday.
This is a little bit of a pre-stack because the artist will be there and if there's something that, needs adjusting, they can let Tamar know.
And I have a feeling that there will be stuff, like, for example, some of the collective didn't know where they were gonna be.
Yes.
So that's kind of a thing. So these are for Friday night.
Who's for Friday?
After Friday night, if anybody gets back to us and says, oh my goodness, can you change this? Can you change that? We'll change it and then they'll run the rest of them.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
I'll have a pickup date when everyone will come pick up. They'll get like 20 each.
Okay.
And they pick them up and then they are supposed to mark it too. And then whatever's left, we'll put around wherever we can.
Okay.
That's the idea, right?
And that's like at our table on those dates, we would have a stack
Yes,
and hopefully people
if they need one.
would find us, yeah.
Awesome. The last thing was creative meet and greet. Eileen emailed what she found out from River Styx. They cannot donate alcohol as do like a open bar kind of thing for us because that's against the law for Mass to do that. But however, she certainly recommends. Here, I'll just read out loud. She said, "I'm proposing River Styx for our meet and greet on September 24th. The artwork is amazing inside. Had a great talk with Jackie Cullen, who is brew mistress and part owner of the bar and brewing business. She's willing to rope off a place inside for our group and treat everyone to taste test of their beers. Unfortunately, free beer other than taste testing is against the law in Massachusetts. Taste testing will be fun though. She would also give a short talk about her vision of their place and how she worked with local artists to create the bar's spectacular murals. She also would be open to us shooting the meet and greet PSA there. Oh, and also I talked to Eileen. She said that she would be down to do the creative meet and greet PSA because we were like, we don't know what to do on Tuesday.
That's pretty cool.
That's
Yeah.
great.
So that would be Friday, September 24th. Is that what that date is?
Yes, it's the day before Open Studios. Yes.
We'll definitely have the brochures ready then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got one.
So I support River Styx.
Fine.
River Styx.
Great, they're right downtown. It's awesome.
Excellent. And I know Tamara and I were talking about, it was originally supposed to be 4 to 6 p.m., but I think we were saying like maybe 5 to 7 would be better, or 5:30 to 7:30.
Let's do 5 to 7.
5 to 7, yeah.
Yeah, this one coming up Friday is 5 to 7.
That gets like the people who are coming out of work have time to get out of work and like take 5 and then come out.
Yeah.
People who are
it's-
already out of work or like have alternative schedules can come out earlier.
It's not too late if they want to get home to their
Yeah.
dogs and their families.
Their dogs and their families.
Okay.
It's true.
I was just thinking like if they aren't able to set up for Open Studios until they get off of work at 5 o'clock, like are they gonna drink and then set up?
Probably.
That just seems like we're.
I mean, I guess 5:30 p.m. doesn't really make any difference then, right? Do we want to do anything else for creative meet and greet, or just keep it really lax for networking events happening at River Styx?
I think keeping it lax might be a good idea.
Yeah.
You know, let it be like a
Have our
free
table
form.
where we're there to like talk to people and give them stuff
Yeah.
and sign them up to join us. Our dates for our next meetings, our date, like a date sheet with all the important information. Yeah, I think we should be, maybe we should all get,
We should
color
have our name
coordinated
tags.
tops. We should get t-shirts. We should get FCC TV t-shirts and then everyone knows who we are.
Do we have that in the budget?
Probably not. I'm actually worried about the budget with this whole thing, but
Yeah.
With the whole event.
the signage
Oh, yeah.
is gonna cost money. I really appreciate, thank you Fitchburg State for printing our brochures for
Yes.
us.
Yes,
That's
thank
also
you.
a big cost, but the signage is the next one.
Yeah. So should we cut out the banner then and just do the
The,
yard signs?
maybe. Because we have to have those and the artists will need them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they can put one in front of their space.
How many oh, you said you don't remember.
I
off the
need
top
to
of your
look.
head. Yes.
Peter gave me the number. They're at Boulder Art Gallery.
More than 50?
What, attendees
Okay.
or
Might be like
Yard signs.
artists? Oh, yard signs.
it might be 20 or 30,
Okay.
which would be enough for our people,
Yeah.
but we need more for
Yes.
the town.
Yeah.
And some of our people are at the same location, which will be nice. So they may not need. But what's nice about having everyone else assist in promotion is that they'll put signs around as well. So yeah, I'm worried about budget.
Okay.
All right, so creative meet and greet, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. There will be beer tastings, and it'll just be kind of fun to hang out. And
Cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Is Riverstick still BYOF?
I don't know, but they usually have a food truck,
Yeah, they're pretty.
and it'll be
big
on a
about, like,
Friday.
being open about that.
Maybe we could double check that they're going to have a food truck for sure, just so there is food.
Yeah.
I'm sure there will be, right? Because people will
Usually.
be hungry after work.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
we
say
could,
usually,
maybe
I
we could
haven't
get
been
our
to
FCC
yours.
TV cupcakes.
Uh-huh.
No?
I love it.
No, she's a
No,
she
because
loves
they need
it.
to be covered, right?
Oh.
They do need to be individually packaged, yeah. Just buy
With
everyone
tinfoil
pizza.
and-
It's hard to know what the world will look like by then.
I know, because we're gonna be back in
Delta.
school by then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, things are getting
That's true.
crazier. We might have to,
Mask up again.
yeah.
Yes.
We need FCC TV masks.
Oh gosh.
We
It's getting crazy, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'll just pre-order some.
We need to get some FCC TV mugs for the gas.
We need
True.
to get on the Stevens Foundation to help us with these
True.
branding initiatives.
Yeah, I heard the CFO is.
The CFO is here. We've got it in with her. And the CEO has she had a lot of influence over the E CEO.
We decided to postpone on like doing like some sort of push for sponsors for open studios, right?
There's no way.
Yeah.
Yep,
Sorry.
because that would have been here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I had in mind if we could get the banner to actually reach out to, there's an organization I was thinking of asking if they would fund it for us.
Minuteman.
No, it's a bank
Okay.
for their logo all over the banner.
All
but it's
over
a-
it.
all over it, but it's a little late. So it's not entirely late because we haven't made it and I haven't applied because I was worried about the Root Festival after I talked to Joan David. So
Yeah.
anyway, so yeah, that would have been for the back. So I adjusted this.
So
to
that's for next year.
Yes, for next year. Like we need more time.
Next grant season, we will.
It needs to be like a sales force that actually goes out and asks for.
Mm.
I know that Eileen was
Donations.
really interested in getting donations and stuff like that. So after, I'm sure like grant review season, like she can head that kind of task force of general.
Yeah, that would be something
Sponsorship.
we start like in January or February when we kind of like think about, we'll see what happens with this year's school year and the whole COVID thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's why I changed the back to say, I think it says financial sponsor or something. Because we did receive funds from two organizations.
All
Did
right.
anyone approach Enterprise Bank about donations?
That's who I wanted to ask.
Cool. Yes, that's what I was going to recommend.
Oh.
I'm like, they have a like
Well, they're-
fairly robust.
They're pro-local
Yes. From what I
Which is cool.
understand.
and they support the arts too.
They do a lot of stuff in my hometown, so I'm like, there's one in Fitchburg.
Excellent. All right. Is there anything else that we need to talk about, y'all? Any announcements?
I will be picking a date with Pete Capadagli for the pickup of Fitchburg Open Studios. But I don't need anyone to be there, but as soon as the date is set, I'll let everybody know. You don't have to be there, but it'll be a pickup drop off. So it won't be until those are done and the signs are done.
Okay.
But it would be a Saturday and I'm always there and Pete will be there, so I don't need help. But
When
if
will
you
that
want to
be?
hang out, I haven't picked the date yet. It'll depend on printing
Mm-hmm.
of everything and then Pete when he's open and available.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping it's going to be end of the month, beginning of next month.
Cool. So that'll be our next PR meeting will be the end of August, I believe we decided. And come to our grantee reception Friday, August 13th from 5 to 7 p.m. at Fitchburg Art Museum. We need your input. And come find out all the cool cultural events that we have going on.
Yes.
Yeah, check our city webpage for cultural programs that are happening all around the city. Concerts on the Common. There's tomorrow there'll be a Elvis tribute band playing. I saw some of their videos. The singer's pretty good. And yeah. That's about
Don't
it.
forget the
Wednesday.
farmer's market is
That's
now
Wednesday.
at Mill Street.
Yes.
Yes.
Thursdays at Mill Street.
Yes.
And the concert on the Commons are on Wednesdays.
Yep, they're every Wednesday through August at 6:30 p.m. I think on the Common, and also we just passed the summer concerts, but yeah, Fitchburg Military Band is playing on Sundays at Coxwell Park,
Nice.
and I think Eddie's still playing at River Sticks every Sunday.
We have
And
a
he's joining us.
Fine connection
Yes, right.
on Activate Mill Street at 6:30 on Thursday the 12th.
That was supposed to be a concert on Common, but it got rained out, so now it's gonna be on Thursday at Mill Street.
Nice.
Yeah, but yeah, at the reception, Eddie will be performing.
Cool.
Yeah. Did we get that figured out with his invoice and such?
He's going to invoice us.
Great.
We'll have it for next week,
So it'll just be one person?
as far as I know.
Sounds good. Great.
Can I do some noodling?
All right. It is 6:24 p.m. Meeting is adjourned.